Joined now by Marty Biron. If the postseason started tonight, the Leafs and the Bruins would go head-to-head in the opening round. Statistically speaking, there's better than a 90% chance the Leafs are going to face either the Bruins or Panthers in round one. Marty, if the Leafs could pick their opponent, would they have a better shot at getting by Boston or Florida?
Well, I know this is going to cause a lot of heartburns with the Leafs fans because of the history against the Boston Bruins, but I really believe that the Boston Bruins are a better matchup with the Toronto Maple Leafs than the Florida Panthers. Listen, I get that. You know, they got Pasternak and Marchand and Charlie McAvoy, and the goaltending is really good for the Boston Bruins. But they don't have Patrice Bergeron and David Krejci anymore. This is not the same thing. Florida has a lot of high-powered offense with Tkachuk and Reinhart, Verhaeghe. But they have a Sasha Barkov that can neutralize the offense when it comes to the Toronto Maple Leafs. And if you look at the categories that the Leafs are really good at offensively, chances off the cycle, chances off the rush, chances off second chances, rebounds. You look at the Florida Panthers are all top five defending against what the Leafs do well, where Boston is 16th against the cycle. They're 25th against the rush and 26th against rebound and second opportunities. So I look at the offense that the Leafs need to provide, and I think that Boston struggles in the area that the Leafs are good, where Florida excels in the area that they can defend against the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Marty, listen to you throw out all the stats. I got a stat for you. With a win in regulation tonight, the Leafs would be just 4 points back of the Bruins for second in the division. Keeping in mind their history of Game 7s in Boston, how big would it be for the Leafs to finish in the top two to earn home ice advantage, at least in the opening round?
So I don't see it as a big thing with home ice advantage. I'll tell you, Gino, look, Game 7 in Boston isn't the same thing without, obviously, Patrice Bergeron and Zdeno Chara and David Krejci. I think you can, take yourself out of that pressure cooker that would be Toronto if you were to go to a Game 7 and go play it on the road against the Boston Bruins. And Austin Matthews and John Tavares wheeling down their Mitch Marner would, maybe strive on that. And the challenge I would be put in front of them. Now, every team wants home ice advantage, but this is not a matchup hell when you look at the Toronto Maple Leafs against Boston. You can roll your lines and you can say, okay, go ahead, counter with whatever you got. We can match it and even be better. So I really feel that, home ice advantage usually matters only when you get to a Game 7. In this one, I think it would be kind of nice for the Leafs to say, hey, if we get to a Game 7, don't worry about playing it at home in front of the fans and that pressure of home ice. Go and do it on the road and win a series on the road.
Wow, that'd be something. Okay, with 5 days before the trade deadline, Brad Treliving made his first move in the window, landing Ilya Lyubushkin. But the fact he gave up an extra pick to give him a little more room under the cap certainly makes it look like he's not done yet. What should be the number one priority for Brad Treliving and the Leafs between now and Friday?
I still think it's about the blue line, right? I think that a lot of people are going to look at goaltending, but with Joseph Woll back and healthy, I think that you have now that healthy competition between Samsonov and Woll. And Woll is really top 15 in goal save above expectation this year, but you need to give him a little bit more help. And I think, again, looking at the blue line and acquiring a right shot defenseman to just make sure that the Leafs have the depth at the blue line would be important. I look at a guy like Matt Dumba. I know he's 3.9 right now as a cap figure with Arizona, but maybe you can have Arizona eat some of that, be, kind of creative as they were in the Ilya Lyubushkin trade. But adding a defenseman like Matt Dumba, I think, would really solidify that blue line and give you the depth that the Leafs definitely need.
It would certainly change the complexion of that blue line. Will Treliving be more active than he was this time last year in his final season with the Flames? Treliving was pretty quiet at the deadline. He only made one NHL move, adding Nick Ricci and Troy Stecher, and that was it.